Welcome to FBB Forum. My name is David, and this podcast is dedicated to all the amazing female bodybuilders. Thank you all for your support and great feedback. If you like this content, please be sure to follow the FBB Forum Instagram page and subscribe to the YouTube page. I'm very pleased to welcome back the stunning IFBB Pro women's physique athlete and 2024 Olympian, Susan Graham, to the podcast. This marks Susan's third appearance on the podcast, and she's had quite a good year so far. Susan has been competing in bodybuilding for 20 years and earned her pro card in 2012, but 2024 is definitely her year after winning the Omaha Pro just a few days ago on June 8th and earning her first Olympia qualification. I'm super proud of her, and I'm really excited for her to kill it on the O stage. Welcome back to FBB Forum, Susan. Thank you so much.
Hey, David. Good to see you. Good to talk to you again. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to see you again. And so, of course, congrats on your big win at the Omaha. What was it like what was your experience like at that show? And did you enjoy the show? I imagine you did because you won.
Yeah, it was amazing. It's still kind of like a little unreal that I am going to the Olympia this year, since I have been working on it for so long, and many times thought that it was just not in the cards for me. So it is pretty cool. I'd never done one of Jack and Ann's shows, so that was kind of fun to get to do that. And yeah, they were really great to the athletes, and yeah, it was a good experience.
That's terrific. Yeah, I went to that show, and it was the first time I'd been to one of their shows too, and they were just really very hospitable and hooked me up with a VIP badge, and they were super good, and it seemed like they were really good with the athletes in terms of being on time and treating you guys good backstage, and
Yeah,
it seemed like it went smoothly.
yeah, I agree. That's good.
I think having the pros starting too versus having the amateurs start, help too. So you're not waiting around, when you're going to start.
Yeah, it is always nice being kind of first up, first done.
Oh yeah, I think that's important. I think for the pros, and you didn't have to wait for like 50 million bikini competitors to compete too. So,
Yeah, not complaining about that.
um, so this is your first Olympia qualification, your first pro win. So, but what does that feel like? I bet that's really exciting for you.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. I'm really looking forward to it. And I don't really know how many years I have left of the strong desire to compete. So yeah, I'm glad it's happening.
And for those who don't know, like, how old are you?
I'm 44.
That's amazing. Yeah, you look so young. I always thought you're younger than that, maybe like 10 years younger or so. So yeah, you look amazing.
I have really good skin, gal. She helps me a
Oh,
lot.
oh well, she's doing a great job. And but I think bodybuilding helps keep you young too.
It's a good lifestyle. I mean, the weeks leading up into competition aren't as healthy, but the lifestyle is, yeah, it's very good for you.
Yeah, I think so too. And there's so many competitors in their 40s and 50s that are doing look just look really young. I mean, they look amazing like you do. So um now, I know you competed for 20 years, and I know this has been a big goal of yours to get to the Olympia, and you had, kind of a competitive look that was different, like maybe from 2012 to 2017. But after you did powerlifting, you kind of changed your look. And I was curious how powerlifting kind of helped change your physique and take you to that next level.
Yeah, yeah, powerlifting was very helpful in building the muscle that I just never seemed like I could build earlier in my career. And then earlier in my career, I was um I don't know, I don't think I was as savvy about training and supplementation. And I mean, I really didn't take any. I mean, I think I took vitamins, and that was just about all in my earlier years. Um,
Yeah.
and then, but yeah, just like and also like when I turned pro in 2012, it was not a thing to have an online coach. Like when I went to turn pro, when women's physique came out, I really wanted to get help. And so I I remember like scouring the internet for somebody. And so there was one, what's her name? Sheila Brown. She's down in Texas and she's still really involved with bodybuilding. Anyway, she had won USA's in women's physique. So I tracked her down and I was like, do you do coaching? And so she said, sure, you know, and then so we met up one time and she helped me with my posing. And then she kind of helped me with some food stuff, but like, it wasn't like as in depth as it is now,
Yeah.
but yeah, it definitely helped me set me on the track to getting better. And then, but then, yeah, so over the years, the online coaching really got a lot better. And then, yeah, powerlifting just helped me. Like, it just was a different stimulus, like that I had never, you know, everybody has different genetics and respond to different ways of training. And I think I found that lower reps, more rest is a better way for me to gain muscle.
That's great. No, you really transformed your physique, I think. And what, like your stage weight, you mentioned back in 2016 or so was about 118, you said, and now
Yeah.
you're about 135.
Yeah, 118. I was never above 120, though my whole competing career. And then yeah, back when I came back in 2022, I get confused sometimes. I say 21, but I think it was 22. I think I got on stage at about 128, but ever since then I've been about 135, 136.
Yeah, and you started placing a lot higher too, I think, when you had that second round of competing, which
Yeah.
is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrific. No, I think you've really improved a lot, and obviously, you know, going to the Olympia now, so you're which I know has been a goal of yours for a while. Um, now, well, are you planning to compete again before the Olympia, or are you gonna all gas, no brakes on the Olympia?
Yeah, it's all about the Olympia at this point. I think, you know, it's kind of hard, you know, you got to make sure you don't burn yourself out, you know. So, you know, I definitely want to take it some time to, you know, have some dinners with my family and, you know, hang out with some friends that I haven't seen and you know, because you don't really do a lot of that whenever you're in prep.
Yeah,
And yeah, so yeah, I kind of take a little bit of time just to, I mean, I'm still going hard and doing all the things I need to do, but maybe doing a couple extra fun things here and there.
that's
And then I'll gear it back, you know, once we get about like 12 weeks out, I'll probably kind of regroup and buckle down a little harder.
that's great. Yeah. How many? It's like 16 weeks now, basically, right? I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. No, I'm really excited for you. I think you're going to do great. And Um, I'd kind of helped promote the WBB edits had a comparison of you and Sarah Villegas and Natalia Coelho, and I think you kind of stood your ground in that picture.
Yeah,
You look great.
I can, you know, I've definitely appreciated that. I mean, who knows if they found like the worst pictures of them and then compared me, but I'm not going to complain.
It was good. Well, you got the great abs too, so I think that you beat them on the abs
Yeah,
shot
yeah.
there.
Taking my best pose and yeah, doing that is what's a good thing.
Oh well, that you could beat them on other poses too, I think. So yeah.
Well, I'll have the opportunity, it sounds like. But
Yeah, definitely. I know that's what I'm excited about. Yeah, I think you belong on that stage, so I'm excited for you.
thank you.
Um, Now you placed second in your prior two shows, the Legions Pro in 2023 and the Optimum in May of 2024. I was curious what was your experience like at those shows, and you're kind of definitely knocking at the door for a win at both and looked amazing. But what did you think about those two shows?
Yeah, it was, I mean, it it's always it feels weird to like not be satisfied with doing so well, but like I just sometimes I think like, you know, second place is almost the worst because it's so close to first place. When you get third or anywhere in the top five, you're just happy to be in the top five. But when you
Yeah,
get to second place, it's like a different kind of a different world, you know, and you don't really want to talk about it because you sound kind of, you know, selfish or I don't know, it doesn't sound very good to complain about second, but um, which I never did. I mean, it is amazing to play second in the IFBB in a pro show. So
yeah,
um, but um but yeah, I mean, I never show up to a show, you know, planning on anything, because in this, if there's one thing I have learned in bodybuilding is, yeah, you cannot plan on any outcomes. You just bring your best, you know, make new friends, and, you know, hope the judges like what you brought.
That's true. Yeah, it's very subjective sport too, and the judging panels differ, and it all depends on who shows up too. So it's yeah. It was interesting how Natalia Bystrova was at your last two shows, and she ended up winning at Optimum, but then you beat her at Omaha. So, but I think you improved from Optimum to Omaha as well.
Yes, I agree. I feel like I lost you somehow. Um,
Oh yeah,
I don't know, I can only see myself. Well,
I can see you okay.
oh, well, I guess I can just keep talking then.
Oh, here, let me pause it. So I was wondering, how long was your prep for Optimum in Omaha? As I recall, it wasn't very long, but you and Jake really pulled off a really good look in a short period of time.
Yeah, I mean, this year in general has been pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, it was, so my life was just kind of, who knows, going in who knows what direction. But I kind of got some stability in my life. I had just moved, and with all the pro shows, with nobody showing up, and you know, my original plan was to do the Chicago Pro in July, but then since nobody's showing up, I'm like, I mean, shows are just going to be stacked later in the year. So I
Yeah.
was, I was pretty lean. I had stayed in pretty good shape all off season. So I talked to Jake and I said, you know, there's a show, you know, coming up in 5 weeks. And I think if I buckle down, I think I could at least, you know, hang on the stage. And he's like, well, let's give it a try. And so I knew that there was the Optimum, and then 2 weeks later, the Omaha Pro. I thought, well, you know, I'll just kind of plan on doing those two shows. So once I get to Omaha, at least I'll have 7 weeks of prep. So yeah, so 5 weeks out from Optimum, I jumped on prep and just hit it hard, and was really happy with what I brought. I definitely, and then even in Omaha, I don't feel like I brought my best conditioning I ever brought. I always feel like I usually have pretty good conditioning, and these
Yeah.
last shows wasn't great. And mostly it always shows in the backside for me,
Hmm.
the glutes and hamstrings. And so there's definitely some work to be done back there. So, but it just makes me more excited to kind of, that I didn't give it my all going into to get the qualification, and now going into Olympia, I can feel good about really pushing the limits to getting in the best shape possible.
Yeah, I thought that both, especially at Omaha, you brought a good combination of conditioning and fullness, and I thought that
It's
was
definitely
kind of a
better.
winning combo, you know.
Yeah, but I
Um,
still could do better. I'm gonna do better.
oh yeah, no, I understand that. No, and Jake had mentioned, you know, really time for a full prep because you'll have more time to prepare. So for the Olympia. So I think that's going to be a really good thing, I think. Um um Now I was curious, will you kind of try to stay lean during these 4 months leading up to the Olympia, or are you going to try to do like a bulking phase to put on a little bit of size?
Well, I definitely need to. I want to. I'll definitely need to put on some weight, some size, but I mean, I don't really want to like bulk. I'll probably gain less weight than maybe Jake would want me to, but but no, I'll probably stay relatively lean, but still try to like just kind of ride that line of like not putting on like an unnecessary amount of weight, but put on
Sure.
enough to make some changes that I really want to make in that on my backside.
Okay, yeah. No, I remember you mentioned the glutes and the hamstrings you want to bring up, and
Yeah, and my
um
back too needs a little more depth in it.
yeah, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. Um no, you looked amazing. It was amazing seeing you in person because you're like, yeah, you just have an amazing look to you. So yeah. I was curious, did you get any feedback from the Omaha and Optimum judges on where you need to improve?
Just what we were just talking about, backside. Just I feel like I don't know if it's genetics, but like I have like a pretty thick back, but it just doesn't look as cool as other people's back does. Uh,
Yeah.
so I don't know, like I'm just going to continue to work on bringing up that, like, it's like the 3 dimension isn't there, you know, it's just kind of like, it's big, but this doesn't have like the pop that some people's backs have. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just need to continue to work on all of it. And yeah, just, yeah, the feedback was just the backside, glutes,
How about,
hamstrings, back.
oh, sure. How about wider lats too? Just because you have a little bit wider waist too, but I know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I like,
always working on the lats, and then definitely have brought those up, and
yeah,
which is making everything look better. But yeah, so the whole backside.
sure. I understand. Yeah. No, your lats do look better for sure. And I kind of like, I think Kristina Mendoza has been helping you, but in terms of the way you twist your body to kind of maximize your look, just I think it's a, kind of maximize your X frame kind of thing.
Yes, definitely. It's very helpful to have Kristina, and just like, yeah, just give that like really detailed feedback, because you don't, I mean, definitely anybody that I'm going to pose in front of, I know way more about posing. So it's kind of
Mhm.
hard to find that person that's a level up from you that can take, somebody that can already pose and make it even better. So, and that's
Yeah.
definitely what she does.
Yeah, I like how you've posted a few times where she's been training you or in the process of training you with showing posing technique, and
Mhm.
those are videos are cool to see because
Yeah,
she's,
we are.
yeah, she's a good coach for sure. Um, I was wondering if you might want to give a shout out to your coach, Jake Benson, because he did a great job working with you. I thought he was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, Jake and I feel like we just make a good team. We just, it's just, he really just knows how to just bring my body, like I've never done, I don't know how to say it, but it just prep has been so good with him. It's like, it's never like we're overdoing it and we're never underdoing it. We're just kind of like, he just knows how to find that line. And because when you overdo it for too long, it just makes life miserable. I mean, there's been preps where I'm like doing, 30 minutes of cardio in the morning, an hour in the evening, or, it's just so much cardio, and, training is really daunting. And, with Jake, it just, you know, the training always feels effective, not not too much, not never, it always feels like enough. And
Mhm.
yeah, it just seems, he never overdoes anything. We, yeah, it's just we make a good team.
That's cool. Yeah, I agree. He was able to come to Omaha to help you too, and I
Yeah.
think having a coach on in person like that, I think it's helpful for a show.
It's like, it's hard to explain. It's just like, it's just crazy how just the littlest tweaks to like I mean, we do a little bit of training the day before, and, the way we eat and just everything, it just matters so much. And
Yeah.
having him there really does help. One, make sure it happens. And then two, just make sure it happens in a perfect way.
Yeah, I understand. One thing you mentioned that you didn't feel like you were suffering as much as you should, but you just had to kind of put the trust into him because he knew what he was doing to get you. Yeah.
Especially the first prep I ever did with him. I'm just like, I mean, like I came to him kind of concerned because I felt way too good for being, 4 weeks out or whatever it was. And I was just like, I'm surely we're not pushing all, we're not doing all pushing all the buttons and getting all the work done. And he's like, no, 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 I like where we're at. And then sure enough, it worked. So, and ever since I've just kind of like I've always told my clients, just trust the process.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, he's doing a good job. You worked with him for 2 years, I think now, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And talk a little bit about Christina as posing coach. How has she helped improve your posing? And how long have you worked with her?
I think we started, I think it was last year before the Masters Olympia. So
Mm, yeah.
yeah, early last year we started. Um, and yeah, it's just like I was saying earlier, it's just, you know, you, you can hit all the poses, but there's just like such little details that make a huge difference
Hmm.
in it, and so it's, a lot of times she can tell you once, but it's good to practice it because like, you do it and then, but you kind of, when you practice it yourself, it's kind of like you kind of fade back into your old habits. And so it's just
Hmm.
really good to be with her, and like the way she puts it, and the way somehow it just sticks, like sometimes before, when I've had people help me with my poses, like maybe I didn't really agree with it enough to learn it, but it never really stuck. But with Kristina, I always feel like they're really good tips. They make so much difference that it makes me do them.
That's great. Yeah. On your Instagram, there's a few reels where she's working with you in person and online, I think. But it's like I said earlier, I think it's really cool to see her working with you and her process. And she just seemed, yeah, just she's got to be one of the premier posing coaches too. So it's good that you're working with her.
Yeah, it is great.
That's awesome. I was just curious, what would you say makes Jake and Kristina good coaches? I know that they're just amazing people, but what makes them good coaches in your opinion?
Well, I mean, just kind of everything I've just been saying. I mean, they're just um I think they're just good at what they do, and they do their homework. They know what they're doing, and they know how to, give it to somebody else and make it stick. And yeah, it's just a good team, I'd say.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, they do seem to be very good coaches. Um, so this will get a little more personal, and I know this has been a very tough for you because of your divorce. And I was wondering, has this year's bodybuilding competitions and the preps given you kind of a mission and a goal for focus, during this tough time?
Yeah, it's, like, I think I've just been doing it for so long that I can almost like do it on autopilot. So so yeah, it was definitely helpful to have something, a goal every day to get up to do. And originally, earlier this year, my plan was to do a powerlifting meet first and then roll into my bodybuilding prep. But
Mm,
since the powerlifting meet was with my ex-husband, I was like, okay, well, obviously powerlifting is not going to happen. So
hmm.
that's whenever I decided, like, yeah, bodybuilding, what I'll focus on.
Yeah, I understand. And this is like, this has just been a really good year and a bad year for you because of that. But I know, but getting to the Olympia, I think that's a huge win for you. I think it's going to be good for you.
Definitely a positive among so many negatives.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm sorry you have to go through that too. And do you think do you think you would consider doing another powerlifting show after the Olympia? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Powerlifting is like, it's such a like, what I love about it is like the camaraderie, the team, like, I don't think I can really talk about it because yeah, there's just so much I miss about my powerlifting, but
I understand, hon.
not, it's not in the books, not happening anymore.
I understand. So I think a lot of female bodybuilding fans have discovered you recently because you did so well this year. I was curious if your DMs have kind of blown up since your big win at Omaha.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely been more more people reaching out. Nothing like, I don't know. It's just people saying good job and they like my look, and so I don't know. It's pretty fun. It feels good.
That's great. Yeah, I know you mentioned some weird ones too, like the armpit liquor.
Yeah, but I told the armpit licker that he gets mad at me when I wouldn't respond to him. But I told him anytime he's talking about licking my armpits, I'm not going to respond because it's weird and it makes me feel awkward. And so he apologized and agreed not to do that anymore.
Oh, good, good. Okay, yeah. And that's something for fans out there to listen to too. They need to, yeah, y'all need to behave. Don't be sending weird shit.
You
So
need to behave if you want us to respond.
yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, definitely. No. Well, very cool. Is there anything that I missed that you'd like to address or any shout outs you'd like to do?
Mm, no, I think we covered everything. Yeah, just keep on keeping on.
Awesome, very cool. And I'll see you at the Olympia for sure because I'll be there too. I'm really excited about the show, and it's always I've never been to a Vegas Olympia. I've been to Orlando one, so I think it's going to be a great show though.
Yeah, I'm excited you'll be there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, and you got to get your meet and greet pictures printed up and
I know,
signed.
I do that.
Well, thank you so much, Susan. I really appreciate your time, and of course I got to ask for the obligatory double bicep flex, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, you look great, Susan. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I'll try to get this posted soon, but best wishes to you, and we'll definitely be in touch. And I'm really excited for you at the Olympia. I think you're gonna hang definitely with those top ladies for sure.
Yeah. Thanks, David.
Thank you. Take care, Susan.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.